think.
Have a YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, two of them. So we have to be extra be careful, right? Even though the topic is super sensitive.
Super sensitive. Super sensitive.
My kind of topic. I
Yeah.
was actually.
I have no
preparing
idea on
myself.
that.
What
So
was that?
Oh,
Is that a
nice.
good place?
Yeah.
Oh, really good.
Self-advertisement, eh? No shame whatsoever.
You can't advertise on your own video. What okay? Where can you?
That is quite true, sir.
Is it good? Is it a good spot?
Oh, it's a really good spot.
A bit more? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I see those
I'll
nice.
try my best to block it. Oh, you on? By the way, are people watching?
Ooh.
Watching the smiley guy shaking all over the place.
Okay, so one thing we have to be careful about is we have to bring the topic back to GFN,
Got it.
right? Because that's the whole point of this show is that we're meant to review. Like first half is reviewing some program, and this part we're meant to, talk about how this topic can affect GFN.
Yeah, we have to relate it
We can talk about it first half, but second half we need to bring it back.
Sure.
to GFN.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I mean, the whole show doesn't have to be about GFN, but
I'm so sorry.
준비되셨어요?
everybody ready?
Yeah, ready.
네, 가겠습니다.
Welcome back, and now it's time for our part 2, where we'll be discussing media trends. Every week we talk about a different media trend, and we have our live show with Talk and Talk. With in the studio we have Dennis and Tim. So how are you guys doing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
You may
birthday.
smell like monkey, and
Happy-
you look like
oh.
one too.
Woo! Happy birthday, James. Tomorrow is your birthday, right?
Yeah, that's right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so
Anybody
historical
get that?
birthday, it's so fits to Gwangju because Gwangju has a big event, the May 18th movement, right? That's your birthday.
I don't-
Okay. It's kind of faded. You're living here.
Yeah.
Ah.
Actually, when I agreed to come to work here,
Mhm.
and I looked up Gwangju on Wikipedia,
I
think
just
went to.
misunderstood. Wow, May 18th event for me.
Well, I mean, it's quite clear on Wikipedia what it's about, but yeah, I was like, wow, that's surprising that this
really?
place I'm going to. Yeah,
Okay, happy birthday again.
yeah.
Yeah, happy
Alright.
birthday.
Now you are
Thank you.
15, right? 15. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
14 and you're 13. Okay, got it. Junior
More
show.
like
That's a bit too young.
5-0,
Okay.
4-0.
Let's go to the
2-0.
topic. All right.
Yeah, I don't think I want to go back to be 15.
Oh, really?
18, 19?
18 is
Okay.
better.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't want to go back to being teenager again. It was one of the worst years in my life.
Oh, really? Okay.
But wouldn't 18 is the start of university, right? So I'd do that.
Man, you guys really start university really young.
What age you do you want to go back to? I'm just 20, 21. Okay. For me.
I forget about it.
I got
I'm
it. All right,
moving
got it.
Okay, so how are you guys doing today?
Very nice, very nice. But there is a kind of COVID-19 again from Itaewon, so some a little worried because the school just open day just was postponed, right? Okay,
Mhm.
I'm just so worried about it. Okay, and you have kids too. I have a kid, so
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
of course. Okay, I saw you in Itaewon, team. Oh my god,
Never
All right.
been to it in my whole life. What are you talking about? I never go there, going to dance, a club and hanging out with my friends and having some nice drink. I never do that.
Some people ask me, "Hey, have you been to Itaewon last week?" Okay. Oh, really? I want, but I cannot because I have a baby, so I have to take care of my baby. Or that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we were talking before the show. Like, I think the last time I went to Seoul,
Uh-huh.
well, actually, no, the last time I went to Seoul
2000.
was a couple of years ago. Yeah, I go to the British Embassy.
Uh-huh.
I'm the British Embassy representative for this area,
Mhm.
Gwangju.
Ah.
So
Mhm.
when they have a party for the Queen's birthday,
Oh,
I get to go
really? A
and be
big
invited.
event.
Yeah, the Queen doesn't go.
Obviously.
Of course.
The Queen
That's
doesn't.
just a message.
No, nothing,
Okay.
nothing like that. But it's just a bit of a party. So I do go to the embassy, but
Mhm.
last time I went to Itaewon must be 8 years ago or so.
8 years ago. So
Damn.
long. So long. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to go.
Yeah, let's get into
Yeah,
today's
let's
topic.
go.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about journalism and YouTube. So a YouTuber named Rezo from Germany won the prestigious Journalism Award in Germany, and he received this award thanks to his critical content about the current German government. He has over a million subscribers, and thanks to his winning of the award, he's become an icon of young people's politics. So, what do you think about today's topic?
Sounds so deep. So Tim's gonna talking about it first. Go ahead, Tim.
That just
Sounds
doesn't
so
sound
deep.
right. You just go like, oh, it sounds so deep. Sounds like I have a lot of things to talk about. But no, I'm gonna
He is
hand
a
it to this
specialist of
youngster
talking
here to
about,
talk about it. Well, I would say it is quite rare to see a government actually rewarding someone who's been criticizing them for a long time.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think the award is from the government.
Oh,
I think
really?
I think it's an independent award, but I don't know that's true.
Then
or not.
how is it publicly recognized then?
I mean, well, there's plenty of like separate award things. You'd think
Sounds fair.
most of them are separate, right?
Yeah, we're living in a society where capitalism and money talks, where the private companies are, like bigger or sometimes even stronger than some
That's a good
nation's
point.
government
Yeah.
power. All right, fair enough. Well, I would say, YouTube treating and being treated as a journalism is kind of already a norm nowadays. I know it's not something new or in Korea too, but I think it is actually pretty fairly new in Korea because I sometimes watch shows like that on YouTube, that are run by Koreans from the different political point of view.
hmm
But from my personal experience, what I can tell you is that usually I think for Korean YouTube channels, no offense, but maybe, I think they're still amateur and still kind of growing stage. A lot of them actually start making their point from
Mm.
their own perspective point of view and never trying to, see it from the other side, and therefore a lot of time it is just one-sided argument
hmm
about them telling themselves or telling the audience that they are the one who's always right and they can never be wrong, which is quite contrary and quite different from the Western YouTube channels such as Lezo, where they actually take a logical point of view and trying to criticize both sides while obviously trying to focus on the main quote unquote bad guy.
hmm Well, as I mentioned, just on the opening of the show, just yeah, it sounds really deep. So just I searched on Google, and then I just found that it's journalism is is just rooted from kind of the 18th or 17th century, and then yeah, there is the social ranks. And the lower social ranks people just they wanted to just open their voices, and then the journalism means kind of a daily issue. So they just announced or they just said the open just speech, and then that's the journalism the point to start it. And then so just I thought that journalism it sounds really deep, and people don't know even they use the journalism that word. Okay, so I think we have to kind of make a kind of simple definition of journalism, because maybe many listeners they don't understand what the journalism is, right? What do you think about what is journalism?
Oh, well, I mean, that is a
Yeah,
good
to me,
question.
I think that's kind of the open just open voice. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem
Yeah.
with this guy winning a journalism award because
uh.
I do think that if you are willing to give your opinion and report what is happening and say something about it, that's journalism
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, totally agree on that.
So, I mean, yes, I guess you could have levels of journalism.
You're right. You're right.
So I think you can have the more professional journalists, the ones who will be, sorry, excuse me, the ones who will be more like interested in giving more rounded view, whereas opposed like you said, Tim, a lot of the internet commentators they have their point of view and they make no attempt to show the other side. They will only show information that supports their view. They won't talk about things and events. They're very one-sided, we should say, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there are different levels, but I think it's up to the reader or the listener to judge how much they listen to what's being said to them. Right? And I would say that everybody should challenge and think about everything that they read and listen to. even if it is mainstream, big company journalism.
Yeah, aiming for truth, right? The high level is kind of like a spotlight programs, there's the big media and with small media or YTube, and there are many individuals and they're just searching for kind of truth too. Okay, I think there are many levels. You're right.
I found your interesting point there, where you said that when it first started, journalism was from like the lower classes, trying to make their voice, and I like that idea, because this is almost a return to that. Right? Because a lot of journalism now, it's controlled by a very few companies.
You're right.
A lot of the big companies, they buy up the other media outlets. Okay, so
like dinosaur.
Yeah, so when you look at who actually owns and controls a lot of the world's media, it's owned by a very few people.
You're right.
Very small number of people and companies. So I mean, that worries me, because then it's like, well, how much of a good, well-rounded view are we getting? Okay, so allowing this style to come up, because they're not controlled, they're not run by anybody. It's a return to that voice from the people. Right?
You're right.
I mean, they can still be bought.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Just give them enough support and financial, little support, and they'll be, singing a different tune very soon.
It's so natural, that we have these days, we have a very variety of, the media types, right? So voices should be the various too, right? So that kind of concept is really good, of course, but kind of the environment of the big media company world, but that's really good. In many individuals, just journalism and journalists just came out. That's a really good phenomenon. Yeah, I think really good.
Yeah, though, like Tim says, I think you have to be careful that it's actually not that difficult to buy that kind of journalism, because it's cheap, right? It wouldn't be expensive to turn people, especially on things like on YouTube, where YouTube has a big problem where it's very easy for YouTube to take the money away.
Oh yeah, demonetization.
Yeah, demonetization. So let's take a moment, a song break.
Already break.
Yeah, your song, Tim?
Today's song request has come from me. It is one of the classic now. It's kind of sad, this thing came out in the 2010 and around the era, and now it's old. It is called "I'm So Sorry" by Imagine Dragons. We're getting
That's
old.
okay.
We're really getting old. I used to love this song when I was like in college, and now.
Really, I've never heard that song.
Seriously, you never heard of
please
Imagine
sing a
Dragon?
song.
See, this is the generation differences. A lot of teenagers,
Young generation
League
and
of
old
Legends
generation.
and all those video games. They love Imagine Dragon because they sing a lot of songs for that.
But it does sound really familiar to Imagine Dragon. Maybe I heard.
It's a famous band,
It's pretty famous band.
Pretty famous.
Thank you. Somebody recognize it.
I'm a big fan of BTS. Okay.
Ugh, do not ever mention the name in my presence.
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so let's keep talking about today's topic. So GFN delivers real-time news about COVID-19, and we call it journalism too, right?
Of course, that's type of journalism. Yeah, you're right.
And as you guys know, that GFN has its own YouTube channels. You can find a lot of content there. So according to the content of our YouTube channel, do you think that's journalism?
Of course, I think just the sharing their opinions. I think that's the basic step of kind of journalism, and the GFN, of course, it's kind of a radio station, of course, a little higher level. So I think pretty sure that's journalism too. And any campaign, any program, and even we are talking about this topic, that's the journalism, right? Okay?
Nah, that's different kind of journalism.
Thank you so much.
Come on, you're the one who questioned about. Anybody knows about the true definition of journalism, and now you're just saying as long as you're on some kind of of media and talk about some random topic where journalism. No, sir. Journalism main focus is all about discovering and trying to spread the truth. Spread what is going on. Tell people what's going on about certain topics, not just random dudes hanging out together and having some good time on the little nice camera and say hey to people. Now, but you have a better point, James. I think YouTube. Sorry, not our big company supporter. I'm talking about GFN, obviously. I didn't say anything. I think GFN is doing a great job at providing information without trying to falsify or trying to add a bunch of how should I say, a fat around information. I think we've actually been doing a great job in delivering information without adding so much sugarcoating, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So I say maybe in the YouTube channel content or YQYs, maybe we can add some more, information delivering contents rather than some entertainment. I mean, entertainment is also great too, but as the time goes by, we're still, suffering from this lockdown of the COVID-19 and all the side effects. Maybe
Mhm.
having more, information related to the not only the outbreak of this, virus crisis, but also economical, balances, how it is affecting our economy and other information.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just saying. And
Well,
less sugarcoating.
A point there you made about entertainment, and then a lot of people they feel that this is one of the controversies about Rizzo winning the journalism award in Germany, was that because his show is trying to be funny,
A
it's
lot of
not
shows
journalism.
do that.
I think it's so complicated. The journalism should be the formal or the schedule. I think that's the kind of issue, right?
What do you
But I think
mean
the
by
journalism should be casual,
casual?
not a formal, right? Already there is a formal journalism, so we should more make more journalism, the more popular. So I think the casual journalism we have to make.
Are you talking about late night show?
Yeah, of
Those are
course.
not journalism. They're
Hey, what's
people.
the spirit of journalism? What do you think? What's the spirit of journalism? It's
This
kind of
late
truth,
night
right?
show doesn't even have a license
No.
to be a
Uh-huh.
journalist.
Well, for me, journalism is to present news.
Yeah.
Present
Right,
news.
so
Okay.
I mean, I think there's different ways to do that. I don't see a problem with trying to do it in a funny way.
I mean, yeah, sure, but sometimes when you're trying to make it funny just because you wanna, get your audience to, be friendly with your own concept, with your own ideals, then it becomes a problem. And I'm telling you, those late night show hosts, no offense, guys, some of you I really love, but most of you are shillings, um, are really used to, persuaded, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess maybe, but yeah, I think, like you said, that there is a lot of journalism where it's very straight. There's no attempt to be funny or to provide entertainment. So I don't see a problem with trying to do something different. And I think I think GFN does it both ways. I think our COVID news is very straight. There's no attempt for
Yeah.
entertainment in that. But I don't see a problem with the shows like ours and the other shows that are on. City of Light, This Morning Gwangju, where they provide the news of what is happening, but they try to do it in an entertaining way.
Of course.
I guess we can compromise ourselves to some degrees, but I mean, I'm just saying a lot of Western media they tend to exaggerate a lot of stuff while trying to be quote unquote funny. And that's why sometimes people really prefer to have a straight information delivered. Like for example, have you ever guys seen a North Korean video where they were explaining about the COVID-19 in a very straight and flat way? And when you look at the comment section, a lot of people were actually praising, say it's nothing like CNN where they exaggerate that millions of people are dying and we're all gonna die. This is the end of the world. Not saying that North Korean media did a good job, by the way. It was a terrible show, and they also got a lot of information wrong. But that was people's impression. So that says something.
Right, yeah, but then is it not okay to have both styles?
I mean, sure, I guess it's okay as long as we don't go beyond certain boundaries.
I think the North Korea has a kind of special situation. This actually is not a kind of country style. Okay, so except for North Korea, just many countries just have. Hey, I think the being fun or not being fun, I think it doesn't matter. Just giving a news or giving just a true voice. I think that's more important to
I mean,
one
yeah, that's my point.
discussing
Like, being
about.
fun is alright as long as you're trying to deliver the truth instead of sugarcoating it and trying to make it more, how should I say, convenient for your own ideals.
Yeah, but then is it possible? Like, I know we're getting really deep now, but what is the truth, right? So
Yeah.
my idea of the truth.
Nobody
is,
knows what the truth is. You're right.
My opinion of that what is the truth is affected by my my ideals.
Yeah, that is a very difficult question.
Sounds really
Being unbiased is really hard too, especially when you're supported by a certain organization, financially especially.
Anyway, simply sharing the news and what's going on. That's the kind of the first start of the journalism. That's and then we're deeper. Maybe we can have a discussion, or we can have a kind of some entertainment part. Okay, right? I think journalism's faces are really different, right? And depending on situations, right? For example, COVID-19, there is no humor, no entertainment, only kind of COVID-19 news, right? But sometimes about the kind of political part, okay, we have to put some kind of entertain or kind of humor, right? It's so different.
There was some humors, a lot of people are making fun of how Chinese are reacting and arresting all those people and killing scientists. That was fun,
deep.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's too soon for,
Yeah.
for voting, but I think in a few years you'll see some attempt to be funny about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that it's an important part, though, that, like you said, with politics, getting young people into even care about politics.
Yeah, involved.
A lot of that you do need the attempt to be funny about it, just to get them interested and to get them knowledgeable about the topics.
Yeah, as long as they don't get too serious about it,
Yeah, but I think this is another way that GFN can do things too, but not necessarily young people, but foreigners. So it's trying. I know a lot of foreigners in this city, and I know a lot of foreigners who have zero idea about Korean politics.
I'm not surprised.
Like they could tell you the president's name, probably.
So do I about British, and US.
Yes, but you don't live.
Of course.
You don't live there, right? So I think foreigners that live here, we should make an attempt to be interested.
Nah, that'll be
And
too
follow-
much for their
That makes
brains,
sense.
just
I mean,
saying.
if they're only here for a year, okay, then I accept it. But
Yeah.
people who've been here for 10 plus years, we should know what's going on.
Of course, it's kind of the half Gwangju citizen, right? Okay, we should know that.
I mean, I guess, it's going to be more disappointment and, more despair for you guys, but if you guys like a little feeling of a depression while learning about the country's politics, you're welcome.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's the same of any politics, right? But
Uh,
if politics is depressing you, then you should be involved to do something to change it.
I tried. I still try. I still go to the voting section and election and all that.
yeah, we are in the voting section too.
Yeah, I always debate about it with the people too, especially in the restaurant with the bottles flying. I mean, moving on. What were we talking about again? Journalism, right? Journalism. Yeah.
But I do think that GFN can play a big part in that, in bringing journalism to foreigners.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
sure.
right.
Right? So
I mean-
not even just about politics, but any type of journalism. Most foreigners won't know what's going on,
You're right.
and our only source of information is GFN.
I mean,
I think
yeah.
that was a really nice trial. Just when COVID-19 just arose, so GFN just tried to make a kind of the campaign or the what we have to do just for foreigners, right? That's kind of really nice step, right? And then we can go further with GFN.
I mean, yeah, we can maybe
I'm
translate some of those messages that we get from the government through our phones. I mean, just a few days ago, I got a message from the government telling us, even if you're a legal immigrant, don't worry about it and come to the clinic if you think you got a coronavirus because we're gonna hear you for free.
GFN does
That's great.
does translate those messages.
See, look at how kind our government is.
Many
It
foreigners
doesn't
who
really
are
matter.
living in Guangzhou, plus 10 years, they are just looking for some sources and news, right? And I think that they are still thirsty to get information, right?
Yeah, so unfortunately, guys, we've run out of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all we've got time for today, guys. So that was all for Talk and Talk on our segment with Tim
So
and Dennis.
deep topic.
Yeah. So thanks for coming in.
It's our pleasure, right? Thank you.
We'll see you again next week.
And happy birthday again.
Thank you. Okay. Goodbye.
It was nice.
If you
Happy
give me
birthday,
another
happy
boxer
birthday.
next time. By the way, the British people do that, when there's somebody birthday, you punish them to death too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was really nice talking. The topic was really deep and very sensitive.
Yeah. sure.
Professionals. Oh.
Right, professional.